in terms of like sending me that way, because I don't recall ever sort of growing up going, this is, you know, they say that's the Aussie dream of buying and whatever. I don't think I was molded that way. I definitely didn't learn money until later.
So you think
life.
it was working for the bank that made you go, I want to buy a property and I want to.
Yeah.
Dollars on our mind. Ideas all the time. We might get distracted, but we're building wealth just fine. This is dollars and distractions. If we went off track, just know we're coming back. More money, more mindset, no holding back. Dollars and distractions.
Oh, hey, I'm Maryanne.
And I'm Bec.
And this is Dollars and Distractions. So today we're going to talk about what financial advice we would give our
25-year-old
Thank
selves.
you.
I was trying to think of the number.
And
but
you
it's
know what?
25.
So I'm so paranoid. I looked down and went, are we recording?
Is it on?
Yeah, let me check. Ah, yes, I can see our little microphone going up.
Does that mean it's recording though?
Well, that means there's volume coming through and then I can see the red record there.
Got you.
I am paranoid about not recording. But anyway.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it to make sure you do it, right?
We have some great stuff to say and I want everyone to hear it.
Yeah, do we?
Especially great advice to give our 25-year-old self.
Yeah.
So
That's a
I've kind
great
of
topic.
thrown it on you. Like we've had a long weekend, public holiday yesterday for
It's
show
like
day.
20 past 9 right now, hey?
It's 9:20. You haven't had your coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
No,
want to
that's
go
okay.
get your coffee?
No, it's fine.
It's going to go cold.
No, it's okay. I'll just heat it up.
And I've just kind of said, right, we're going to do this topic. Let's go. So tell me all the things that you've brainstormed in the last 30 seconds. No, I have got in my head some things that I would say if I could go back to 25-year-old Maryanne.
Yeah, it's funny when you said the 25-year-old self and then I just rewound. Where was I at 25?
So let's set the scene. Where were we?
So
where were we last year?
I was like, oh, yeah. That's like 17 years ago.
It's a while ago, right?
Yeah, so mid-20s, I would have been pretty like
I thought you were going to say pretty drunk and I was going to say, girl, me too.
I don't know where I was at that. No, I don't think. I think I was coming out of that by then.
Yeah.
I was very career focused by that age. I wanted to be a manager and I wanted to, I think I was single. Yeah, I think I was single and I would have been in my unit.
Yeah. So I think I was either single or just about to meet Jeremy.
Yeah.
And I had my house.
You hadn't met him yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to do the math. I mean, look, as mortgage brokers.
When all the years blur into one. Because it was only last year, right?
He's just the best thing in my life. So really, no. I think I had, because we would have been together. Maybe I just met him. But I did meet him later, which was probably good because I don't think I was ready to meet him younger anyway. Well, and he wasn't. I mean, he was married. So that would have been awkward.
Could have been, but these days I feel like that's the norm. I'll have a story for you later. Can you remind me?
Can you not say it here?
No, I can't because, I just can't. Something,
I will remind you.
Yeah.
I'm not editing that out.
No.
So everyone's going to be like, Richard's going to be like, what was it?
Oh, I told him yesterday. Yeah, it was like
fun.
Yeah, I'll relate it to you. Yeah.
So we have property.
We have,
but we're potentially single.
Yep, I had met Glenn, but then we were
on a break.
We were on a break because I think I wasn't ready to meet someone. I was in that frame of life where I think I just needed. Well, I think you grow a lot in your mid-20s.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough that my sister pretty much left school and started having babies with her soulmate. So that was enough to have my nephews. I had four amazing. I still have four amazing nephews. I got my baby fix from them really well. and then I could hand them back and go and be young again.
Were you that person that wanted to get married and have kids? Like
I was. I've always been.
I did too, but I didn't go out and like I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have wanted that at 21. You know.
Well, I think
Like,
that's
I think
why
I knew
my
at one
nephews
point
were a great fix.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
cuddle
yeah.
them, and I don't think it was until one of my the third nephew, when he was a baby and I was holding him, and I was like, okay, I want one of these.
Yeah, just package them up and give me one,
these.
thanks. Yeah.
Naively thinking
Buy on
that
eBay.
they're
Yeah.
easy.
Right. In all aspects.
I mean, we've both already been talking about our sons, and yeah. Anyway, so let's talk financial advice. What would we say to that young Bec and Maryanne?
Do you know, even though so if I look back, so my first, I think I had a small deposit, but I didn't need much of a deposit in that time because they were either 95% lens, or I can't remember whether, it must have been 95% with, do you remember that time?
Yes.
And they did 100% lens.
Yes.
You didn't need anything.
For 5 minutes, they did 100% lens.
They absolutely
Such
did.
a bad idea.
Yeah, and I think that helped me get in. But I don't think I was. If I hadn't worked for the bank, I don't think I would have brought a place. I think that culture was very much, helpful in terms of like sending me that way, because I don't recall ever sort of growing up going, this is, they say that's the Aussie dream of buying and whatever. I don't think I was molded that way. I definitely didn't learn money until later.
So you
in
think
life.
it was working for the bank that made you go, I want to buy a property and I want to.
Yeah. And I think the exposure to seeing how people live very differently. Hey, I mean, you had, not to be in a stalkerish way, but you got to see, it was interesting to see people's transactions and how other people live.
And
like,
you would see, like we would have clients come
same.
in that would have their Centrelink payment come in to their already overdrawn account, and they knew by law we legally had to give them a percentage of that even though they were already overdrawn.
Yes.
So they're negative a couple $100, and they knew the policy we had to.
Yeah.
I think that kind of was for me, because my life upbringing was pretty good.
Yeah.
And to see something like that, I was like, wow, I did not know.
Interesting is you and I are opposite.
We are.
I was raised the other way.
We are completely opposite.
Yeah, I was probably more in the poverty part and then going, wow, like
I thought I
this
was
is how
in the
people-
poverty part. I thought I was.
Isn't that? See, this is where we go back to raising kids. I think this is where I don't know. Yeah, everyone's perception is so different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny. My daughter said one time I was driving her home and she said, oh, such and such, they're rich, her little friend at school. And I said, oh, what makes you say that they're rich? And look, funnily enough, I don't care. I couldn't care less, but I just wanted to know what her impression of that makes you rich. And she goes, well, they have a 2-story house.
Right.
We have a 1-story. So, they're loaded. And I was like, how funny.
But I even remember at the time, I worked at Acacia Ridge, and it's a pretty, well, that's where you used to, around where you used to live, right?
Yes.
It's very diverse. Like you had you had the industrial part, you had the older generation that live in Acacia Ridge, but you also had the low socio sort of part. But I remember there were a few people that were really rich. And when I mean like, I could tell you his name. His name was Neville, and he'd come in with his double pluggers, Flanny.
Yeah.
And he'd drive an old
we had
Ford.
a few of them at our branch.
Yeah. And he just
they used to go, oh, is there enough for me to take out $100? And you'd look at their bank account and go, oh,
he had just a lazy 9 mil in a streamline account, not earning interest. And I remember just having conversations every day and again going, if you pop that into, a savings account, you'd be getting whatever it was at the time. We're talking thousands in interest every month as extra.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He was just like, meh, whatever.
Yeah.
But it taught me too, because I remember Glenn back then saying his perception was you'd see a big, let's say you have a big, right nowadays, a Ranger and a caravan behind it. But his perception was like, oh,
they're loaded.
They're loaded, yeah. And then as my more exposure with the bank, I go, yeah, but they're probably in a lot of debt too, though, or they could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No one ever tells you the debt they've got going on behind that.
No, it's just what it looks like.
So I think that would be my number one, like the very first thing I would say to little baby Maryanne, 25-year-old, I would say just be very careful with keeping up with the Joneses.
Yep.
I like to think that I haven't been that kind of person. But I know there's been times in my life, like I know when I first bought my house, I had friends that didn't own property. So they didn't have mortgages. They were living at home with mum and dad, and they were buying at that time it was Guess handbags were all the rage.
Oh, they were, yeah.
So I think I bought maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Thinking this is awesome, you know, and definitely it was, you know, keeping up with my friends and that made paying my mortgage repayments months later really tough.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really great learning for me because I went, hang on, they are in a very different financial position right now than what I am. Mm-hmm. And funnily enough, it wasn't till about 2 or 3 years later where some of my friends who went off and traveled the world, and that's awesome if that's what floats your boat. That wasn't something, it's still not something that that lights me up. But they would come back and say, you know, I've spent all this money traveling. I have nothing. And here you are, you know, so young and you've got a house and I'm so jealous. And I think that advice would be around don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses, and don't worry about you're there in your life period and I'm here. And I think we all just do what is right for us.
Yeah.
That sounds so dumb.
But no, it doesn't sound dumb. I do wish that sometimes that I would have had more of a goal earlier on, even if it was, let's say, if it was travel or home or both, you know, to be able to go. And I don't think my ethic was ever bad. Like I was working from as young as I could, I think. But that was a lot of, you had to, like I was out of home pretty early, so it was survival as well. But I wish that I had known that even just the tiniest bit aside would have all added up.
Yes.
Like, because I think what I used to think was, you need a lump, you know, you need a lot, save a lot every week.
Yeah.
You know, for
and
it to
I'm
look
not
like
saving. So what is it if I spend $50 on this thing instead of popping it into an account?
Yeah, and also too, as we get older, I know it sounds really old, but time really does go really quick. You know, if in 5 years goes really quick, if you were saving just a little bit. This
is so off topic, but I have to get this off my chest. I watched a reel the other day, and there was 2 dudes sitting on the couch talking about if their dad, if they went to fight in a war with their dads. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're about my age, listening to what they're saying. They're like, oh, you know, Dad would be like, oh, I've got to go to battle and the knees creak. And then they're just bagging old people basically. And I was having a good chuckle until then one of them said, yeah, I'm 43. I can't do this. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Did you just say 43? Because here I am relating to them and they're obviously in their 20s. I'm the old person.
I don't know if I can share this. Like, so we were at footy training last night and your husband was there and he goes, we were talking about.
He's such a good looking man.
No, we were talking about about getting older, and he goes, you know you're old when you have to go to a podiatrist and get your heels shaved.
He goes to the same podiatrist
Mate,
as his mum.
I pissed my pants. I was like, that is old. That's when you know you're old.
I was looking at him on Sunday and his beard is grey.
So is Rich, yeah.
It's such a blessing.
Do you know, I don't know if I want to share this, but I have grey eyebrows.
I have had the odd grey.
I've noticed.
I'm going to have no eyebrows by the end.
I actually thought about this the other day. Like, as they grey, like, I'm going to have no eyebrows left.
No, well,
because by the time
you dye them, like this to me. So my grandfather had the thickest, wiliest, like he was all eyebrows.
One goes that way, yeah.
Yeah, and so this grey one was like the thickest hair I've ever seen on anyone, and it went like straight up, and there was nothing I could do to tame it, and I was like, it's got to go.
We're going to start to comb them.
But I think I'll just like keep dyeing them.
Yeah.
We are so off topic, but we are.
Do you know when you get a worry when it's like your nose hair? That's how you know you're getting old. When you get
I saw a thing the other day. When your perimenopause meets your son's puberty, and you both can have a competition on who can grow the best moustache. I remember my eyebrow lady. I haven't gone to her in years, but she's beautiful. She used to say to me, "Now, do you want me to? While I'm doing your eyebrows, do you want me to do your lip?" And I used to say to her, "Does it need to?" And she'd look and go, "No, but if you want me to do it," and I'm like, "No, but does it need? Like you tell me. Can you?"
Do you know what's funny? Because the same thing happened to me too. I remember going to get them threaded, and then one day she's like, "Oh, do you want me to do like there's a name for it too, isn't it? It's not mustache. Like, do you want me to do? Oh, just your upper lip."
I'm going to call
I'm
it
like,
a mustache.
I don't know. You can if you want. Like, and then I'm like, is that going to grow back?
But that's what worries me. Well, I said to Jeremy and the kids, I'm like, just give me the heads up. Like, I want to know straight. When I've got the mo, tell me and I'll go get it sorted. But if I don't have it, like if it's just that baby hair, which we all have, I'm good with that. I'm okay with that.
But you know, nowadays that's like girls do
Get
the whole lot.
Yeah.
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 I had a I had a stepmom who was like, I think she must have been Italian, but she always had like the dark,
Yeah.
like just in the light, you know, like it was longer than the baby hair thing. And it stuck with me forever. I'm like, I'm never going to get a mustache.
Wait
I
till
never
we
want a
get the
mustache.
chin hairs.
I already have them.
What do I? I don't know. We're going to have to. Oh,
You
we're
do
gonna have to
feel
look.
it. You feel it. You rub your. Yeah, I get
can't
this
feel
one
any
chin
nose.
hair.
And it's just that I can't feel any nose.
I'm going to
Can't
leave
feel
it
any
for you
chin.
next time. I'll show you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, plait it and
Yeah.
see who can.
That's how you know you're old.
That's how you know you're old.
Yeah.
Or-
Chin hairs.
So that's the advice I'd give my 25-year-old self. Have you said what your advice? Chin hairs. Squirreling away money.
Yeah. I suppose squirreling away money, even if you because I think, I don't know if you did, but I made some pretty poor decisions at a young age, like financially,
yeah.
whether even if it was a phone bill, because back in the day it wasn't capped, you know. And I remember, but I think that's what makes you learn. Like you learn and go, oh, okay, this is, you know, this is how you fix stuff. It's problem solving. Yeah. So, but my advice would just be, that little bits does add up.
Yeah.
Whether it's even paying off debt or whether it's, you know, saving, every little bit will help.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I think I would also be talking about like, there's multiple ways to skin a cat. Do you know, sometimes you can watch you watch a buyer's agent reel and they'll be saying, this is what you should do to invest. But there's a million ways you can invest. It doesn't have to be in property.
Yeah.
I personally prefer property because I'm a bricks and mortar girl, but
Yeah.
there's been people that have made money buying businesses. There's been people made money buying shares. There's not one size fits all. So I would have maybe tried to educate myself more on what else is out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even things like Bitcoin, when that first came out, I was like, oh, I would never trust Bitcoin. And it's still, I have no Bitcoin because every part of me is like, no.
You got to see it.
I need to see it, feel it, touch
I'm
it.
the same.
But that's not for everyone. So I would have liked to have had a bit more of an open mind and an education around everything.
Yeah. I think socials has helped like kids do that nowadays more. So.
But I think it also confuses people too.
Yeah.
Because then you have, you know, we have clients of ours coming to us saying, I want to do debt recycling. I've been watching a lot of videos on debt recycling. I want to do it. And when we look at their position right now, it's not debt recycling.
No.
So they think this is, you know, what I'm wanting to do is debt recycling, but it's not actually debt recycling.
No.
And for one client, it would mean selling a really good asset that potentially may not be. So I think sometimes it can muddy the waters.
Yeah.
But at least just having that open mind.
You know, the other thing I tell myself is that there's no normal, you know, because I think as you're growing, and I think it's worse for the younger generation now than probably.
I have a family member who keeps saying.
I hate that word.
A family member?
No, sorry, normal.
I have a family member who keeps saying, I don't have an investment property, but I'm younger than all of you. And I'm like, investment property may not be the right thing for you and your family.
Yeah, who was I talking? I was talking to Richard's stepdad, and we were talking about that on the weekend actually, that the perception. So at one point we had 2 investment properties in our primary house because Glenn had a house, I had a place, and then when we came together, we brought together and then we rented those 2 out. But I remember, and I was having this conversation with him on the weekend, that when you'd say I've got 2 investment properties and this, everyone would go, oh, wow, you're doing so well. And you'd be like, well, actually, it actually costs a fortune and there's no cash flow, do you know? But the perception was always, oh, you're doing well, you know? But like, and he said the same thing. He was at a point where I think he said, his were bigger figures, like 3 million in debt, but he had cash going out everywhere. But it looked to people like he was doing well, you know, but it's not always.
I see that a lot on my TikTok with people that are first-time buyers trying to get into the market and thinking that investors are greedy landlords and it's got that connotation against it that, you know, or they're loaded, they should leave some houses for other people.
Yeah.
And I find that so interesting because with that comes a whole lot of risk.
That's the perception, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of risk involved with that. And like you said, cash flow, if you've got 4 properties and rates come at the end of the quarter, you've got rates on all 4.
It's a solar water shed and 3 of them. Where's that coming from?
Yep.
You know, you still have to have the cash behind you to do that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not all...
Yeah,
I
find
roses.
that fascinating.
But it's interesting, though, that when people, I think you're right, when people go, you know, next isn't like as if that's them making it.
Yes.
You know, that I don't know.
But it comes back to what you said before. You know, someone drives a really fancy Ferrari. That doesn't necessarily mean they don't have 100% loan against it and they're actually not in a great position.
Yeah.
And they could be in a phenomenal position, but
absolutely.
You don't know.
No, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is going to sound really woo-woo and corny,
No.
but I think the other piece of advice I would give my younger self would be to stop thinking a certain mindset. So I think up until becoming self-employed, I always thought, you know, that there was a ceiling on what I could earn and that, you know, I wasn't meant to have certain things and all that jazz. And then becoming self-employed kind of opened me up to, well, why couldn't I earn a certain amount? What stops me from – and just starting to think differently.
Which is interesting, you know, like you're saying, like, so my mind, like you saying that, I probably know that one day, like I could have my own business, but I would never take the risk. You know, you're talking about property? No, that just wouldn't come into my, you know, like to me getting paid is my bricks and mortar. I don't know whether that's because of where I come from or whether that risk is just, you know, I need to eat food on the table type thing, but I would never.
It's funny because when I said I want to start this business, we had 2 young kids. I had a 9-month-old. I think at the time she would have been less than 9 months because I opened the business when she was 9 months. And I had a sick husband. Mm-hmm. So my husband was, you do you, boo. I'll support you. Thankfully, because I think without his support, there were times where I doubted myself and I needed that backing, just a third party to come and say, no, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
His side of the family were all very, is this such a good idea?
Yeah.
And it wasn't in a negative way. It was more in a, you have a sick husband, you've got young children. Is this really
just logically?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then my family are pretty much like my mum's always been self-employed entrepreneur. She started multiple businesses.
Yeah.
My dad's self-employed. I've got a brother, self-employed. I had another brother at the time, self-employed.
So not new to you.
Not new. No. And they were, go for it. Yep. Go nuts. It'll be awesome. You've got this. You're going to be fine. So I think it also depends on
good point.
Your upbringing as well. But had Jeremy have said, I don't think this is a good idea, I don't think you should do it, I probably wouldn't have done it.
And that's fair, yeah.
I think I would have – there's been times where I was doubting myself so much and then I'd hear him on the phone to his mate going, nah, Mez has just opened up a new business. Nah, she's going to go great. It's just perfect for her. And I'd hear that and go, okay, I might be okay.
I was just going to say I think sometimes that's confidence though, because even like thinking, you know, future-wise, is that something like I might consider later? Who knows? But I think it is absolutely confidence, because in the past I would have gone, no, I couldn't do that. Like I personally wouldn't make it.
And that's
like,
the advice I'd want to give my 25-year-old self.
Yeah.
You abso-fucking-lutely can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just go.
Taking the risk.
Go, give it a crack.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, what have you lost?
Yeah.
Some money. A lot.
Also, too, I think it depends on what is actually behind you too, because, you know, if you are, it's not always as easy just to go, yep, I'm going to do that. And then, but I always think too that making money will take some sort of risk.
Yeah, see,
everything takes a risk.
I've had to condition myself out of that thinking.
Interesting.
Because then I think
But isn't it good risk? There's a good risk.
Yeah, there is a good, but I think when your mind hears risk, your fight or flight kind of kicks in and goes, oh, there's a risk. Whereas I'm kind of, I don't know, I've always thought everything will work out. It always does. And I used to always tell myself I'll always have enough money to make it work, like to make ends meet. So don't stress. I'll always have enough money. But then what I found is I always had just enough money.
Yeah.
So then I had to change that to be like, I'll always have an excess of money. I'll always have an excess of money. And it sounds so stupid, but
No, that you're putting it out to the universe.
yeah, I think that does play a part. Not in like, so then all like everything will. I think it's just that then you stop thinking risk and start thinking, right, what else can I do?
Yeah.
You know, I've put myself out there on social media. I would, if you had have said to me 10 years ago, you're going to have a podcast episode with Bec, podcast show,
Same.
and you're actually going to commit to it, and you're actually going to post sometimes a couple of days late, and sometimes you might forget to hit record, but you're actually going to do this. I would have laughed at you and said, no freaking way.
Oh, same. But even like the snippets that we do, you know,
Yeah.
like I said to you, that is way out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I don't even, like Rich said, something we posted on the weekend. He's like, oh, how many likes? I'm like, I don't even check. Like, I don't even,
Actually,
I don't even look at.
I have a YouTube video for you to watch, and she says, don't look at that.
I don't. Here's the thing, I don't. I don't want to know.
We'll just keep
The
talking
good or the
to
bad,
Dad
yeah.
and Rich, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, so I think that's
There's
the
a few things, I guess.
that's the key things for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone has their own path as
Mhm.
well. And you might stumble, but you've got time to pick it back up as well.
Yeah.
And whatever word you want to change it to, risk to opportunity, like
Love that.
take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got time as well. Yeah, I wish I would have taken more opportunities.
So key takeaway, maybe whatever that opportunity is that's sitting in your head, and if you're listening to this, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Take a crack at
And
it.
have a goal.
Mm.
It doesn't, and I don't think that has to be set in stone either.
No,
I think a goal
it
keeps
always
us going.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like for me, a goal keeps me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Oh, wait, I just want to quickly add.
We are only 27, so this is not like that long ago anyway.
No, my knees don't crack when I bend.
And my chin hair.
Quick mention: if you're following this on Spotify, thank you. We appreciate you. Hit the follow button so you can get updates when we drop our next
Do you?
episode. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're watching this on YouTube, pop a comment, like, subscribe, and hit the little bell.
Little bell.
Yeah, the little bell again tells you once we've uploaded a new video.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
There you go. I learned something new.
Are you following our podcast show?
I don't know. I told you I don't look at stuff. I just post and run.
Well, that's a wrap from us, and we'll catch you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Is on our mind. Ideas all the time. We might get distracted, but we're building wealth just fine. This is dollars and distractions. If we went off track, just know we're coming